What's up, everyone? This is Elijah Blau, and I'm the founder of the Veggie Outers. As you know, we're a group that supports people transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle, and we go to restaurants that offer vegan options or are fully vegan and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. And we encountered something pretty interesting at one of our last meetups. We had an AI robot actually serve as our quote-unquote server. At least that was the plan, but things didn't go according to plan, and the human service had to come in and kind of pick up the slack. But we had some opinions about being served by an AI robot.
I'm not a fan of the robot. I think the robot needs to go.
Customer service, yeah, not a big fan of the robot. Like everyone else, it was confusing.
The ironic thing about this is this could end up being the default restaurant experience. So I'd like to know exactly, what do you think about being served by an AI robot? Do you like it? Do you not like the idea? And have you actually had an experience of being served by a robot before? I've taken our customer service section of our full review of the Green Papaya restaurant and played it here, just so you can see exactly how we felt about it. But some people actually don't mind. Those people weren't in our group in this particular time. But it's good to drum up a discussion about this, since this could be the standard going forward potentially someday. So enjoy this section of the review. If you want to see the full review at some point, just click on the link in the description or in the comments section. With that being said, enjoy this section of the review, and please leave your thoughts below as far as how you feel about this being the future of the restaurant industry in terms of being served by an AI robot.
This is the new age? Apparently.
As far as the customer service, oh gosh, I did not like the AI robot. Like you saw it at the beginning of the review, it caused some headaches to say the least. We went into detail more in the written review actually. So customer service, I'm gonna have to give them, they are nice. The people who actually work there are very nice. So that balances out the score. I'll give them a 6. If it wasn't for how nice they were, it'd probably be like a 3 or a 4. I'm not a fan of that AI robot. It caused a lot of problems and a lot of confusion. Like, a lot of people had their food come out, they didn't know it was theirs, and it just went back. And it got people's names mixed up, so we had to call the human server over anyway just to figure out who ordered what, because the machine didn't get it right. So there's that.
And how about the customer service?
I give it about a 8.5.
And what about the customer service?
I give it a 9.
All right. And you were starting to go into the customer service. What would you give that?
A 10.
Okay.
I don't have a score for the robot. The robot got confused. At first it passed me up when it had my food, and then he had to program it, and then he still had to help the robot because it stopped short of me. So, I mean, the robot hurt my feelings.
Oh. Okay, that's not cool. That's not cool.
Customer service, I give it a 7. It took a while. I was like the last one to get my meal, and I had a berry, like a smoothie bowl. So I thought that would come on faster. But we also had a robot server. And it was interesting to see. That's where we're going into the future. But our server had some issues, technical issues. So the human service had to step in and help him.
Customer service. I would give it a 7. I mean, they had a couple of mishaps. They spilled sauce a couple of times, including on somebody's hair. But they did their best to make up for it when there was a mishap, and they were very helpful as far as explaining items on the menu. Even though it's self-service, I think they did most self-service. They kind of don't really talk to you much, but they actually try to explain things, and they let you know what any questions. They were very helpful to answer. They had the robot, which I know it's controversial because are you replacing people's jobs? But honestly, it wasn't very efficient. I don't think they're really replacing anyone's job, because I don't think it made things any any more efficient. It was just very entertaining to watch, so I liked it.
Concerts, I rated pretty high up there, like like nine or so 10, just because the server who helped this the young gentleman over there, he was very helpful in helping me select the menu items and any questions that we had, and the process and ease of the ordering. I would say it's up there, 9.
And what would you give the customer service on a scale of 1 to 10?
Well, it really wasn't customer service. They got a lot of kicks. I feel like they need to work out. They're not used to this big crowd, but they tried to make up for it. So I'll say a 6 because they tried to make up for the failures in the customer service.
I'm gonna get it a 7. I guess they really try to aim for an automated service approach. I'm not a fan of the robot. I think the robot needs to go. Like they need to dump it around the side of the building. But yeah, I'm gonna say 7. Final answer.
Customer service was, I think, probably the best part because they did a really good job of making up for all the automation. So I think this restaurant is designed around people coming in and then they order their own food and then they have the robot waiter that brings the food. But the people that are working here, they did a good job of compensating and making everybody feel like they were welcome here, right? So even though there were a lot of issues, I think that was good of them to step up and actually fix them or try to fix them. So yeah, I think that's the best part of the restaurant. I would say definitely a 10.
And how about that customer service? What number would you give that on a scale of 1 to 10?
That's gonna be a 4. They spilled some sauce on me and it got all over my hair, got on my pants. But they did give me a free lavender matcha, so that's why I gave them an extra point.
The customer service, I'm gonna go 5. The robot is not effective. It's very confusing. If you get your food and leave your slip on the robot, then the next time food comes out, they haven't cleaned the old slip, so then you don't know whose food is on the robot. You've got multiple slips. There's been some accidents with sauces that have gone all over the floor and our clothes and our hair, and they still haven't cleaned it up. So they're very kind, but they're definitely not on top of things here. I'm gonna go a 5.
Now, how about the customer service?
Well, they're very nice. They're very nice people. I'm not a fan of the robot that much. I mean, I think it's a cool piece of technology, but you really need a person to handle a crowd like this. The robot was confusing. When it came over to the table the first time, I was like the first one to put the order in. And I came over here and I was like, what is that thing over there? I'm talking to people, there's this thing over there. And I saw something was on it. But I thought, well, there's food on it, but I didn't think it was mine because I didn't think it was mine because there was the arugula on the pizza, and I didn't think arugula was going to be on my pizza, so I didn't think it was mine. And it turned around and went back. And later it came back again with my order and some other stuff, and that's when I discovered that the thing that was sitting on the robot had been my food all along. And so by the time I got it, it had been on the robot for a bit. So it wasn't maybe as hot as it could have been, but you can't hear the robot. It comes up here and it says, hello customer, blah, blah, blah. But you can't hear it. We didn't know I didn't even know what it was. It took me a while to figure out it was a robot. So yeah, that's a little weird. Because I don't like the idea of the robot that much, but they're really nice, I'm gonna go ahead and say 7.
Well, we're going back to the robot thing again. I would give, yeah, I'd give it probably a 7 too. I mean,
customer service, yeah, not a big fan of the robot. Like everyone else, it was confusing. Whenever the robot would bring the orders, and yeah, and they, like the other people said, they were really nice here, but
Yeah, the sauce spilling and getting all over everything, and the tables aren't cleared off, but this is a big crowd, so, and they're not used to it, so I would probably say like a 7. I think they probably needed more employees, maybe not so much the robot, just human people or humans, so yeah.
I think that the staff are very friendly. I think that the robot would work well for smaller parties instead of a larger party. So, if it was just individual tables, I think it probably worked better for that. I did ask for a to-go container, and I think they forgot. So I think that I would give the service like a 7.
Okay. Don't like really the robot thing. So I'm going to give them like a 5.
I thought they were friendly and my food came out quick, so I'll give them an 8.